What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel as well as on Twitch, so make sure you come by and say hello. This video is also brought to you by my music, which is available anywhere you stream music under the name Aftersound, and I do have a new song out recently called Summer Gravity, so check it out. Let me know what you think, and I appreciate the support. All right, guys, I have not done one of these videos in a week just because I was out all of last week with travel, and so I'm excited to jump back into your comments. We're going to do one of these answering your Splinterlands comments videos. So let's go ahead. There's a lot to cover. Like I said, I don't want these videos to be more than 10 minutes, so you might see a couple of them over the next couple of days as I try to catch up. But first one here is from DJ Dahota _SPS saying, well, you need to add how much is being rented with how much is being requested. Now, this was in response to the video that I had of, almost 3% of all staked SPS is being requested right now in terms of demand. That is not actually being filled, which is wild. Now, DJ, if you know how to check how much SPS is actually getting rented, I would be very curious to know. I don't know if it's even possible to know that, at least from a public perspective. Obviously, the team does, but maybe that's a good question that we can ask on the next town hall. So, just curious. All right, Snowball says, let's freaking go. Land cards will have a huge impact on the whole ecosystem. This was in me covering the land card development that was complete. That was the update from Cryptomancer. We should be getting another one soon, hopefully this week. Wibble says, hashtag jackpot beaver. Let's go. Did I hear something about a beaver card? I tried to jump into a live stream with the People's Guild and Blaze, and I only caught bits and pieces of it, and I haven't had a chance to go back and rewatch the entire thing. But there was something about a beaver card, either here or in the works or coming soon. So somebody please give me the update on that. All right, International Travel Channel, what's going on? Thank you for the comment. Pomp says, as usual, they have overcomplicated things. No fire, dragon, nor neutral. 4 rarities with 2 requiring aura, as if everybody has aura. This is heavily lopsided. Now, this is in response to the video I did covering the land card stats and details, or the Cinder details. Okay, well, look, the name of this game is, the middle name of this game is essentially overcomplication in so many ways. I will give you that, but the fact that there's no neutral that doesn't really matter to me. Fire or dragon, yeah, it is kind of weird, I'll be honest. It is kind of weird that they don't have a card for each element. I would have expected at least 5, but, when you look down at the common denominator, I guess they could have done like maybe 5 cards with 2 commons, right? And then 1 of each other rarity. But again, this is more of a proof of concept. So I would say instead of focusing on this being something that's just like a big gift to the whales or a big gift to whoever, it's a proof of concept. Let them give it a shot. Let's see what the demand is. Let's see how many cards it actually ends up burning, how much land it optimizes, and then kind of go from there. 4 raiders, 2 requiring aura. Yeah, again, not everybody has aura, so I don't know, man. Here's the thing. To me, it's funny because they tried to split the difference here, right? They were like, let's do 2 of them requiring aura, and let's do 2 of them requiring no aura, because then we can minimize the amount of people saying this game is not for everybody, or this thing sucks, or whatever. It's like, even though they did that, here you are complaining about the fact that they did 4 rarities with 2 requiring aura. So I would say if you don't have aura, just focus on the ones that don't have aura or don't require aura, and you should be good to go. All right, Parham, Splinterlands is a scam. No, I'm sorry, Splinterlands is scam. No one plays land, which is wild because I am playing land, and I guess you're telling me that I am the only one playing land, which it does not feel like that. That is for sure. Rob Jen says, this game is so dead. I mean, look at the price of older gold foil summoners. It's a joke and will get worse in my honest opinion. Man, if you have some older gold foil summoners that aren't worth anything right now, Rob Jen, I would really appreciate if you could just give them to me since their value is 0. I could put them to good use on land, my friend. All right, Wolfshire says, just what Splinterlands needs, another token. Let's just keep adding more instead of giving utility to what we already have too much of. Okay, I think you're referring to Cinder, which is going to be the same as Aura, so it's not going to be a tradable token. But Wolfshire, I mean, I got bad news for you if you are worried about more tokens. Just wait until the rest of land gets here. there's supposed to be like 50 resources, and most of them are going to be tradable. So while the Bitcoin maxi in me agrees with you that I think, launching more and more tokens is kind of wild, the fact that you're surprised and you're still kind of like figuring this out, like you just haven't been paying attention, my friend. So more tokens on the way. And BJY King says, I agree. It doesn't make sense anymore. All right. So future of Splinterlands. So Gaj says, thanks for the feedback and video to my previous comment after sound. Certainly don't want to sound like a total whiner. I'm over it now after debriefing with you. My angst, just getting used to the new drop rates. I think this is a great game and really enjoy playing it. Just wish the world would join in and see for themselves so it can realize its full potential. Fair, man. Cheers to you as well. This is something that I think is going to be. I'm in it for the long game now, and to be very clear and open and transparent with folks, like that, like a lot of that is for the same reason that many other people are, right? Like I just got so many assets tied up in here, a lot of which I'm down. I have made a significant amount of capital back through trades and other things like that, and I do take my ice cream money, which is something that I talk about frequently in videos. But I will say this, like. I like the game. I like the direction that it's going. I like the expansions to it that the team has been focusing on. And I would say that at this point in time, really, truly, at this point in time with, what's that called? With Dave kind of at the helm here what is he? TO? I forgot what his official title is. But with Dave, or COO, Chief Operating Officer, like with Dave like at the wheel here, Matt kind of getting to put his creative vision in. I really am excited about where this game could potentially go. It has a lot of support, and there's a lot of people. Here's the thing: there's a lot of people in the comments, smaller players or whatever it is, that are not necessarily happy with the direction of the game. And I don't mean to minimize your impact, but the whales like where the game's going. And at the end of the day, the whales are the ones that are funding a majority of what's happening in Splinterlands. And so if they are going to continue funding it, I don't want to say that our voices as smaller fish in the pond don't matter. They do. And I'm going to give the team credit for listening to us where it makes sense to listen to us. But as we move forward, the game is in an incredible place now relative to where it was a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And while the game economy may not reflect it, right? And you're going to look at token prices and asset prices and all this stuff. It may not reflect it. I do think that the team is getting a lot of ducks. They have gotten a lot of ducks in order and are continuing to do so. And I am excited to see where this goes, because a lot of the people who do fund the ongoing development of this game are very happy and seem like they are going to continue doing so. So just a thought on all of that for you guys. All right, we're at about 8 minutes. Let me do one or two more here, and then we'll save the rest for the next video. So Jillian Pierce says, I have been having similar thoughts. Let me expand this here. I'm trying to work out what cards. So this is on the declining win rate. Okay, I'm trying to work out what cards I'm going to burn for Cinder. And unfortunately, XBot analysis isn't working correctly right now, so I can't tell which cards are played to most or have the best win rate in my account. My win rate is the same as yours, 48.5%. And to be clear, guys, to give an update, it does look like I jumped back up into the 48% range right now, so I'm happy about that. And at times it's lower and sometimes higher, but rarely over 50%. I make about 20, is that euros a season right now? So I wish I could code and work on my potential earnings on land if I remove the cards from wild versus how much I make in ranked. There's so many moving parts for me, so much complexity. On a bad day, I start thinking about getting out altogether. So like you, I'm undecided whether or not to keep playing wild, but I won't be buying any more cards in order to do so. Of that, I'm sure. Interesting. So in contrast to you, I like on a bad day, I don't ever think about getting out, right? To me, the way that I look at it is that as long as I'm ROI positive, however you want to define that, I am happy to let the bot run. Now, I'm obviously perturbed by the fact that we have lower win rates. I don't like the fact that I'm lower than 50% right now. But again, like I'm earning a decent amount of SPS. more than I need to cover my wild season permit. I'm getting glint. I'm building up my card collection. I'm earning gold foils that I'm flipping into real dollars or well, not really dollars, but flipping into DEC, which I can then throw on land. So I'm happy where things are going regardless. If my win rate drops to like, I don't know, 30%, 20%, and all of a sudden like I'm not earning enough SPS to make it worthwhile, then that becomes a problem. In terms of Cinder, I haven't even thought about that yet. I know that this stuff is coming soon, but I have a lot of cards that are kind of just sitting around. And my guess is that many people will go to the marketplace and just buy whatever cards they need if it makes sense, especially if they can get a lot of collection power on sale with max level cards. That would be my guess. But I hope you don't ever get to a point where you want to get out altogether. It seems like you're doing land as well. So I like the fact that there are a bunch of moving parts. It's what keeps things exciting for me. I love how complex the game economy is because I just like complexity in general. That's what attracted me to the game in the first place. But I don't play the regular markets anymore. Sorry, I don't play the regular like card market in the game anymore. I'll do some trading here and there on whatever it is, but for the most part, it's like just get my glint, level up my deck, and then put a lot of stuff on land and kind of just focus on that for right now. And that's enough for me. Hopefully it is for you too. All right, International Travel Channel, and then we'll close out with another one from Parham. Splinterlands is scam. All right, so we'll go ahead and cut it off there. I will try to get into more of these over the next couple of days, but thank you guys so much for taking the time to leave comments. I am not traveling until the end of the month for the Thanksgiving holiday here in the U.S., so I will try to stay up to date with videos and all of that. But I will catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.